I'm going to use a very simple example of programming, and what I've covered: computers, programmers, right? RAM. Remember Morpheus? Load the RAM. The white screen. Load the RAM. A white hole. Okay, and so I remember this as childhood. Now there are different resistant modes. You know, a resistor on a motherboard. I'm resistant to that. I don't want to do that. Right? When I'm experiencing what love is as a creative artist, I'm free to create whatever I want. So I'm not in resistant mode to express out of what love is, what it is I create immediately. That's not an order based. That's not an order follower based rule based function. Follow the function, which is follow the form, shape, and flow of the energy. There's a natural way in which it unfolds in space. When you're experiencing what love is as a polarity integrator, right? Where you run both sides of the spectrum being one, which means you got all the electromagnetic radiation spectrum in which to choose, which you're going to experience being one. So here's one simple example. Now you can scale this up to how many rule-based functions that represent an order. Now we're into self-organizing. Remember, military academy, got to do it this way, do it this way, do it this way, do it this way. Load it into RAM. Now you don't remember that you're going to do it exactly the way that they programmed you to experience it in the future based on what was loaded in the past. That's called self-organizing the data in order to experience the self-organized way in which we experience what we do holographically, what we're held captive to as a result of that programming. Now here is one example. See my trunks down here? Okay. See how they're just loose? See how they're just loose? Now somebody else would say, hey, you're in the military. How come that it is you don't have a bow on that? We're not supposed to see that. Is it harming you? That's my own free will. If I want to put these trunks on and those tie downs are laying out there, what difference does it make to you? Is it harming you? That's my free will to do that. No, well, I was trained that you've got to use that in order to tie the bow on it. That's called a rule-based function. You followed the rule of what you were being told so that it looks exactly the way you were trained to make it look, which was to tie it down into a bow. So you followed the rules. I don't follow the rules. There's only one law, which is what love is. That's how you can tell the difference between somebody that's programmed to do all the rules and somebody that isn't, which means they do whatever they want. And when I grew up as a child, that was called an anon, a non-programmable unit. You know what a non-programmable unit of consciousness is? And how that relates to being inverted and following rule-based functions? That's how I knew as a child those that are bots, those that aren't. Those that are original musicians, sound magicians, eternal spirit of fire. Now, flying your colors, when I was 13 years of age, I was flying colors. And what do you think those two colors were? Take a guess. Gosh, it would be cool to be able to pull that shirt that I made with my mama's help with a sewing machine to use a pattern and then go grab some fabric. But I chose two colors. How did I know to choose two colors? It's like instinct. It's like primal instincts, right? So what colors do you think I chose? So you know what flying color is, the way that ships fly colors, U.S. Navy, their ensigns, right? You know what a pirate flag looks like, right? Skull and bones, the death set, death culture, death cult programming. That's called sadomasochistic self-suicide, so that your species doesn't have a future, right? And they're not aware of it at the time in which that program is running to load it. So that's what they do. Those are your black magicians, your wizards using tech. So in this particular case, what colors do you think I was using? The colors that I see when I go out to the sun. Pink, emerald green. That's right. I'm emerald. Emerald and pink. A pink rose. Yeah. Have a good day. Bye now.